Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the KSL, the Korean StarCraft League, week number 60. I'm, of course, Showside VIP, and with me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my beautiful plushies as well. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Ooh, the bracket is live. The bracket is stacked. Exclamation mark B in the chat. If you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves, we have quite a hefty lineup, and we are jumping into our first series. Our first series of the morning, the evening, the afternoon, depending on where you are. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss. He used to go by Chance long ago, but now he is ordinary. He's ordinary. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the other South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss for CranKy Esports. It is Trap. We go. Do you need a moment to set some things up? Ordinary. Bam. There we go. Beautiful. Now in the UI. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is, Papi. It is time to get your Gamba going. Predictions are now open. Place your bets in the chat for who you think will claim this series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat, Papi. Best of luck as we are jumping on in. For the time being, it is going to be a standard opener. We have double gateways here out of Trap. We have double gateways out of Ordinary as well. So far, everything's looking as it should. But if you recall, it was last edition. It was 2 weeks ago. As a reminder, this is a bi-weekly tournament. Every 2 weeks, we have a KSL. We have a Korean StarCraft League. And if you want to help support this tournament, you can do so via Patreon. There is a Patreon for this event. Exclamation mark KSL if you want to help support the Korean scene. But we did actually cast Ordinary last week. It was last week where we were able to cover Ordinary, and he had an amazing performance. He went further than we thought he would. Ordinary, for a long time, he has been more of a Code A player, more of like a Code A Protoss. He did retire for a time. He recently came back as well. To the competitive scene, but as a part-time player, you know, he's got an IRL job nowadays, and he's not as free as he once was back in the day, so he himself doesn't really expect much of himself to, you know, have these deeper and stronger performances. But last edition, Ordinary 2-1 Trap and knocked him out of the tournament. Ordinary also took down Shin 2-1 as well. Ordinary made it to the semifinals. As a very impressive performance last edition for Ordinary. We'll see if he can do it again, or if Trap can get his revenge. Again, Trap has been looking very impressive as of late. Trap came second in the most recent Wardy TV Festival, so very strong performance by Trap last week or over the weekend. But alas, you know, can he get his revenge? Can he make up for that last face-off, that last series, that last KSL? As Double Stalker has arrived. With this, we're going to be able to overpower and overwhelm the first Stalker. Second Sentry has arrived, and we do pick up a Stalker. Nice pick up here by Trap. He does get one unit, does back away, does preserve both of his Stalkers. Behind this, following it up with Double Adept, and now going to be expanding. Now, this is a delayed expansion for Trap. He did go for a Stargate first, is going for the Oracle to harass across the map. It's going to be Adepts on the ground, Oracle in the air, and it's all about harassing damage. But here comes a hallucination, and Ordinary is aware. Ordinary knows he has scattered. He's fully aware of the tech of choice. He knows that he has the faster expansion, and it's all about defending against the aggression of Trap. That's easier said than done. That's a do shade in. Shield battery's not done. The shield battery. Oh, it's 1 second too late. The Stalker does go down. That's a second Stalker falling for Ordinary, and this does add up over time. This is slowly building up over time here when it comes to damage. It's been 2 Stalker kills already, and Trap is not done. He keeps applying that pressure, does reinforce, still has those 2 Adepts up and running, has the Oracle slipping into the main, but there are 2 Stalkers ready for this. Trap, he is in position. Adepts, they do not shade in. They were denied. Nice wall off here out of Ordinary. Up. Oracle does find one. Soon to be transferring worker. 1 probe goes down. Just the 1. Outside of that, nice defense here by Ordinary. Not bad. Not bad at all. Does deny that first. Oracle does maintain his natural expansion. Has been bleeding out Stalkers, that is true, but has maintained his economy so far. And so far, so good. Ordinary does have a worker lead. Adepts are denied. Behind this, Trap is just building himself up, getting into Blink Stalkers. Likewise, so is Ordinary. Both building up. And once again, they threaten his shade. We even have Ordinary going for the hallucinations, making his army look larger than it really is. Cheeky move. And that will deter Trap for the time being. Both players, for now, they're going to be stabilizing. We have slight advantages. Again, even though we have Ordinary losing some Stalkers, Ordinary, look at that worker disparity here. He's at 38 probes compared to the 34 probes of Trap. That's all because of the faster expansion. That's all because of the better economy that Ordinary has had. And he's been able to maintain it. Does maintain that better economy. Now breaking out, soon to expand, taking a third base. So far, so good. And the pressure is going to be on a Trap. Now again, he does have a greater army, a greater Stalker force. He's up in Stalkers. Now taking his own third. Not going for a 2-base all-in, only on 3 gateways. Just a safety amount of gateways here. Is moving out across the map, can apply some pressure, but is expanding, or should be expanding behind this. Ooh, as he is warping in 3 Stalkers at a time, he is not missing warp-ins. This is actually going to hit quite hard. Ooh, and Ordinary's not quite in position. Shield Battery's on the way, but needs more time. Nice Guardian Shield. Sentry pulls back. 1 Sentry gets started down. And so the Stalkers, here come reinforcements are coming in from behind. We need the Shield Battery. The Shield Battery's not quite done. Ordinary gets surrounded. Blink is coming into play. But Ordinary is in trouble. At the same time, ooh, you have Adept shading to the natural. Ordinary is going to be able to barely hold on. Ordinary, he buys enough time, Shield Battery gets finished, but alas, in the midst of all that aggression, the Adepts. We don't have WCS Game Heart, but the Adepts did get 7 probe kills here at the natural. I say 7 probes, it was 1 probe kill earlier, so 6 probes in total. And just like that, Trap doesn't break Ordinary, but he does recover economically. Now Trap is up 5 probes. He's up 5 workers. He has the higher Stalker count, still maintains it, got even larger because of the previous fight, and Ordinary is on the back foot. Now has a Shield Battery, now has the Overcharge, has an Immortal as well. Stalkers, they do dip in. They're going for the Immortal. Up! Do we have the Overcharge? Not quite. Immortal goes down, not enough energy. Overcharge is not going to be placed. And with that, Trap, he once again overwhelms. He's going to have to back off, but he did snipe the Immortal. That's what matters. That's what matters most. Is the Immortal snipe. Trap just making sure that Ordinary does not build up. He just keeps applying pressure. Behind this, going for 2 more gateways, getting to 5 gates. We have +1, we have Charge on the way. Trap is pushing in. He is spotted by Ordinary, by the Observer. Ordinary is aware. The blinks are looking good. There's the Overcharge. At the same time, Stasis here at the 3rd base. Ooh, Ordinary's attention is being pulled apart. Trap, he wants his revenge, and he's getting probe kills. And more probes are going down. Ordinary diving on the main army, but alas, still not the best fight, still not the best trade. Trap is getting further ahead. Again, you mentioned Trap. He had an amazing performance this week when it came to the War DCV Festival. Again, just only losing in those finals. To Clem of all players. I mean, it's Clem. I mean, what are you gonna do? Ordinary is holding his own. He does hold. He does survive. Now, when it comes to the overall army compositions, when they're facing off against each other, Ordinary will have the Immortal count. He does have 1, soon to be 2 Immortals, but what I'm concerned about is the lack of charge lots. We have a lot of Zealots here to reinforce for Trap. He's coming in with his main army. The Zealots, they do an amazing job at tanking Immortal shots and Stalker shots as well. And Ordinary, he needs time. He needs time to build up. Skipping charge, going into a Templar Archives, going into Archons. Archons can work wonders here for Ordinary, but he is stuck at home. The reality is he's stuck defending. Stasis into the natural. Ooh, no reaction. Massive stasis goes off. Half the men are alive. And here comes Trap. He's going to come in for the kill. He's been getting these small advantages over the course of the game, and now it all culminates in this attack, in this push. He's got +1, he's got charge. Massive amount of Blink Stalker. Now he's going to be diving in. There is that 1 Archon. The 1 Archon can put in a lot of work. There's the Overcharge. Overcharge does keep it up. Very nice Overcharge timing here. The Archon takes a lot of hits. Does soak a lot of damage. An Ordinary holds. At the same time, though, Rockwood dips in. Distracting Ordinary. More reinforcements on the way. And for the second attack, this time, there is no Overcharge. You know, that Archon tanked a lot of Stalker shots and did a lot of damage to the Zealots, but it's not going to be anywhere near as effective this time. Ordinary playing it safe. Doesn't overextend. Trap up a base. Getting a 4th. Getting it saturated. Trap now investing into his own Archons. The expansion is denied. Oh, the Prism! Prism gets saved. Ordinary moving out. Here come those charges. There are 2 Archons behind this, though. And the Archons, they lead the charge. The Prism gets sniped. Very nice pick up here by Ordinary. He's going to keep on going. The Zealots and Stalkers, they are split apart. They're all coming back together. And Trap, he does consolidate his army. That's a lot of Zealots. Oh my god. That's 30 Zealots. Jesus. Against 2 Archons. I mean, Archons are good. But are 2 Archons worth 30 Zealots? That's a problem. There we go. We have a 3rd Archon on the way. Likewise, Archons now morphing in for Trap. Ordinary diving in, snipes the Prism. Zealots are trying to break through the Archons and doing a lot of damage here in the back line. Zealots are melting, but is there enough behind this? The Archons are finally going down, and Trappy has the concave, pushes on through, takes out the Prism, takes out the Immortals, and GG gets called. Trap will take game number 1. GG. A solid game 1 here from Trap. Again, from almost the beginning, Trap was in the driver's seat of this game. Ordinary was kind of on the back foot. He was trying to play catch up. Initially, when it came to the openers, Ordinary did have a stronger economy, but eventually Trap was able to get some damage done, whether it was with his initially with the Adept Harass, then with the Stalker aggression. He was just able to pick off 1-2 Stalkers at a time, just maintain that lead and maintain momentum as well. GG, well played. Towards the end, Ordinary was forced into an all-in. He was all-in, and he was gaining ground. He was trading quite well, actually. The problem was that he was down in expansion, so he had no economy to really sustain the all-in. As time progressed, it was better and better for Trap. In the end, Ordinary did run out of steam. With that, we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Now, the last time these 2 faced off, it did go all the way to the ace match. Will that happen again, or instead, will it be a 2-0 here? Will it be a more dominant or a more one-sided series? I'm hoping it's not, as spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss. It is Ordinary. Down in the series, but looking to bounce back. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the other South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Gen G Esports. It is Trap. Here we go. Let us go, as we are going to be moving out. Do have initial openers. Probes are moving out across the map. They do miss each other, but it looks like neither one is going for a proxy. No one is, skirting around the edge of the map. No one is hiding the probe. No one is hiding a pylon. Not yet, at least. Just coming in for a proper scout. And this is similar to what we saw last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. Ordinary was not a cheesy player. He was playing quite straight up. Very assertively, though, might I add. Ooh. Does force a bit of an awkward SimCity. There we go. Does delay the gateway. Throws down the cyber core. We are settling in. And there's that second pylon for Trap thrown down in the main. Ordinary should soon has confirmed this. Ordinary is aware. Likewise, Trap has spotted the second pylon for Ordinary as well. So both players are feeling quite safe and sound. Both players are aware of what's going on. And we can now settle into our game. Also, I just kind of jumped right into the cast, but a shout out to everyone in the chat. Welcome, welcome. I see Psycons in the chat. I see No Clone, Babylings, Edo War, Setsuna as well. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Welcome, one and all. Voodoo, good morning. Or good evening, wherever you are. I know it's not the best time in Europe. I think it's like bright and early in the European region. Like, I'm talking like 6 a.m. or something, right? It's evening or late at night in the Americas. And here it's the middle of the day. Middle of the day in Australia. Ah. Beautiful. Now, though, we are just establishing our natural bases. Again, it was just a 2-gate opener. Remember, no proxy, no cheese, no aggression. We have our text of choice. Interesting. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Ordinary. Meanwhile, a Robo opener out of Trap. Interesting. Robo openers are usually more defensive in nature. They help protect you against something like an all-in. They allow you to harass a little bit across the map with a Warp Prism. That is true with Warp Prism and Depth Harass, but this usually leads into early Immortal production in a longer later game. So interesting setup here by Trap, and the Hallucination will confirm. I mean, Hallucinations confirm everything. So Trap is aware of Blink. Likewise, Ordinary is aware of the Robo. Now, because of this, Ordinary should gain map control. Ordinary should be able to muster up a Stalker force and look to contain his opponents and, yeah, try to have a more maneuverable army. From the side of Trap, he's going to have a more robust force with more Immortals. Now, it is going to be a Warp Prism first. As we mentioned before, a Warp Prism is just a really good way to get economic damage early on. The reasoning for this is the Adept. Now, 2 Adepts one-shot probes. They one-shot workers, and we've seen Adepts time and time again shade across the map, get into a mineral line, and wreak havoc. But there's that kind of dance that we play, as you can see here with the probe. So it's kind of hard to actually get damage done at this level with Adepts, just because our players are so good at walling off and protecting their main base. That is where the Warp Prism comes into play. I mean, sure, you can wall off the main and protect the mineral line. No, we don't even wall off! No! Never mind! Adepts, they get in! And forget about the Prism. The Adepts, they get in regardless. 3-4 probes going to be going down. Insane damage, and this should not have happened. Ordinary was otherwise distracted. Prism has arrived. We can warp in more Adepts. And now we can just lift off and drop right into the mineral line. Now, the Stalkers in position. That was how many? That was 5 probe kills. 5 workers going down. Stalkers, they get some good damage here on the Prism, but the Adepts, they will still get in. 7 in the middle line. 1 Adept goes down. Whew, just in time. Takes 2 Adepts to 1 shot. 1 probe falls. Just the 1. Okay, very nice defense here by Ordinary. I mean, very nice follow-up defense against the Warp Prism. The initial Adepts got more than they should have, though, and as a result, Trap is up in workers. Trap is up in economy. Stalkers blink in. They don't quite get the Warp Prism. Is low. Has taken some hull damage. And we spoke about the Immortal production. Immortals are on the way. Likewise, we do have Ordinary moving out. I do like this move out as well from Ordinary, but we already have the first Immortal, and with that first Immortal, Ordinary can't really contest against the natural, but can delay the third. Oh! Forces a cancel. Nice pickup. Cancels the third, cancels the pylon. Contains his opponent. Even forcefully around. Oh my god! Ordinary, calm down! Forcing a recall. Gets a shield battery. Recall gets spent. Ordinary, he does stick around a little bit too long. He wants the Immortal. This is a little bit greedy. He will get it. Just barely. Oh my god, did cost him every single sentry and a Stalker. Was a bit of a costly trade. Meanwhile, at the same time, Adepts, they shade into the main. 17? Wait, what? Oh my god, I mean, it was 5 kills earlier, but that is 11. That is 12 probes. What just happened? There were Adepts in the main, that is true, but that is insane. Sorry, I'm just a little bit in shock as more probes are going down. So on the one hand, I mean, Ordinary was doing well. He was denying the third base. He was killing an Immortal, but alas, Adepts are wreaking havoc across the map. More probes are going down. Not like this. And here comes the main army, and Ordinary, he's just been pulled apart. The economy in shambles. Trap pushing forward. Now has his own blink. Immortal has arrived. Shield battery's not ready. The shield battery's not yet done. And Ordinary, he's being caught with his pants down. Not like this. Yeah, the pilot is going to fall, and there's no saving the expansion. That's going to be a kill, not a cancel on the third Nexus. Charge does kick in. Not bad. Prism gets turned away. Ooh, War Prism does survive. Barely saves the Immortal. Clutch pickup. A very clutch micro here out of Trap. Saves the Prism, saves the Immortal. The Warp in is denied, but it doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter, not anymore. As that final Immortal does get picked up, but alas, another takes its place. Still that one Immortal left. Again, Immortals don't do amazingly against these Zealots. You can see how well the Zealots are trading, taking down another Stalker. Blast, there's only so much they can do. As Trap just keeps reinforcing. Just keeps rallying across the map. Gets another wave of Zealots. Slowly pushing forward, and again, there's no shield battery. This army is going to be broken, the base as well. And again, a much more dominant performance this week here by Trap. I mean, we spoke about it. This is post-Awarding TV Festival. This is a Trap that is in form. As I say that, though, I mean, Ordinary does hold. Ordinary does save his third, but for how much longer? Like, Trap, he knows how close he is to breaking the third base of Ordinary. He's so close. Adept's going to be reinforcing. Trap far ahead in the economy, up to 50 workers. And here we go. We do have Ordinary once again snipe the War Prism. Not a bad snipe. Will delay reinforcements, but only for so long. GG gets called. Overtime, he gets overwhelmed, and Trap will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Trap for taking the series. A shout out to Ordinary again. Ordinary did do quite well in the last KSL, and here in this series, I did struggle a little bit more. I mean, game one was a good initial start for Ordinary, but Trap was just pulling him apart when it came to harassing, when it came to picking off key units. And the same can be said here as well in game number 2. Trap, he only recently came back from the military a couple of months ago. Trap alongside Rogue have been improving quite steadily over the past couple of months, and that rate of improvement continues as well. They're getting better and better over time, and I can't wait to see how well these players look 1 month, 2 months, even next year. I'm curious how they look and how they perform compared to all these other more established players. With that though, GG, well played. Shout out to Ordinary for competing. Is going to be knocked out, and now we can take a moment to have a look at the brackets. Exclamation mark yourselves. Let's